All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody. As we're getting set for baseball, it'll be game number 5 of the World Series between the Seattle Mariners and the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco Giants. I feel like Dick Stockton a few years ago. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. Now, Evil Dead and I are rooting for Seattle, but Gracie has a message for all our Seattle fans. Who's going to win, Gracie?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. She thinks the Giants are going to win. We'll see. Now, Seattle has won games 1 and 3. The Giants won games 2 and 4. So Seattle is like winning the odd number games, and the Giants are winning the even number games. This is game 5, an odd number game, so that favors Seattle. We'll see what happens in this one. All right. So game 5 coming up. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. We've given you our predictions. Even Gracie getting in on the prediction swing. Let's head to San Francisco for this one here at Jammin' Sports. Your lineups for tonight. Jammin' Sports presents Game 5 of the World Series. Live from Oracle Park, San Francisco, California. The Seattle Mariners and the San Francisco Giants. Best of 7 is tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 of the World Series up next here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the first. Christy Mathewson pitching again. He pitched back in game 1. I was looking at something earlier. Randy Johnson's injured at the moment. That's why he's not pitching. Ichiro will lead things off for the Mariners, the right fielder. We're wondering where Randy Johnson was. First pitch is fouled off 0-1. Game 5 just underway. The final game of the series in San Francisco. We move back to Seattle tomorrow night. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Counts 0-2 to Ichiro. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now the 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. 1 down for Seattle here at the top of the first. Brett Boone, the second baseman, up next for the Seattle Mariners. Fouls it off, strike 1. Just underway, live from San Francisco. And now the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. Mathewson pitching for the Giants. Now the 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2 to Brett Boone. Just underway here in the top of the first. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2 to Brett Boone. Ichiro striked out if you're just joining us. The 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2 to Brett Boone. Full count to Boone. And now the 3-2 pitch. A ground ball to Lindstrom, throws to first for the out. Third baseman Freddie Lindstrom makes the play. Next up for the Mariners, you see their starting lineup will be Edgar Martinez. Oracle Park, San Francisco is where we are. Martinez will come up. Outside, 1-0. Game 5 tonight, Game 6 tomorrow after football. Again at 9:30 Eastern approximately. The 1-0 pitch. Big swing and miss. They'll even the count at 1-1. One pitch. Ripped foul down the third base line. Counts at 1-2 to Edgar Martinez. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. Now the 2-2 pitch. Inside. Full count to Martinez. And now the 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 3-2. Mathewson, the 3-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out. At the end of a half inning, no score. Here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Marco Gonzalez, the starting pitcher for the Mariners tonight. Randy Johnson is injured. I was looking at the rosters. He got injured in his final outing. If you remember, he got taken out of the game back against the White Sox. He's not in the lineup. Hank Thompson, the right fielder, will lead things off for the Giants. Bottom of the first, no score. Gonzalez, and that's ripped right to Alvin Davis, snags it out of the air for out number 1. So Thompson, yeah, he got hit in the face, is right. I remember that now. Hank Thompson lines out to first. I was kind of wondering why we haven't seen him play, and then I remembered that. I was checking that this morning. And he's on injured reserve at the moment. And that's a base hit by Lindstrom. A 1-out single for Freddie Lindstrom, the third baseman. And now the Giants get the first hit of the game. Lindstrom sitting at first base. And now Barry Bonds comes up, the left fielder. 1 out, runner on first base. In there for a strike, 0-1. Evil Dead pointed out earlier that this is a pivotal game, Game 5. The 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Somebody is going to go into Game 6 with a 3-2 lead. Counts 0-2 to Bonds. 0-2 pitch. A ground ball to A-Rod. They're going to turn 2. Yes, they do. No, Bonds is safe. They get the lead runner, but Bonds is safe at first. Fielder's choice. 2 down for the Giants. And now Willie Mays comes up. They get Lindstrom at second. And now the center fielder Mays will come up with 2 outs. Runner on first. Outside, 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch. Pitch out. Bonds doesn't go. Counts 2-0 to Willie Mays. 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0. 2 outs, runner on first. That's Bonds. Here in the bottom of the first, Willie Mays with a 3-0 count. 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. I see that Topps billboard back in the outfield there. That brings back memories. I used to collect baseball cards when I was a kid. Many moons ago. 3-1. Ball 4. And now the Giants have runners at first and second. Mays at first, Bonds at second. And now the first baseman tonight, Orlando Cepeda, will come up. McCovey's the DH tonight. Outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Still do sometimes. It's not as fun anymore. Counts at 1-1. There's too many card companies, that's why. Count goes to 2-1 to Cepeda. Pitch was outside. And now the 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Cepeda. Now the 3-1 pitch. Fouls it off. We got a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at first and second. And he swung and struck him out. And that'll end the inning. At the end of 1, no score. Here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the second here in Game 5. Ken Griffey Jr., the center fielder, will lead things off for Seattle. Mathewson on the mound. Griffey's been in every game in the World Series. He's not missed a game.
Me too.
He says me too. Outside, 1-0. He played 4 of the 7 games, actually 5 of the 7 games against the White Sox. Inside, 2-0. I don't know why you would ever take him out of your lineup, to be honest with you. Counts 2-0 to Griffey. The 2-0 pitch on the inside corner, 2-1. We're on the top of the second, no score, nobody out, nobody on. Counts 2-1 to Griffey. And now the 2-1 pitch. Fouled off. Count goes to 2-2. High school basketball season's coming up in November. Our first game will be November 14th during my day job. 2-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Count remains at 2-2. And I interviewed our boys' high school coach today on the radio. We had a nice conversation. 2-2 pitch. Foul ball down the first base line. Counts at 2-2 to Griffey. A long at bat for the Griff. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out for out number 1. Griffey goes down swinging. And now Alvin Davis, the first baseman, comes up. 1 out, base is empty. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1. No balls and a strike to Alvin Davis. The 0-1 pitch. Ripped right to Joey Kent. Makes the play for the out. Jeff Kent, not Joey Kent, Jeff Kent. I was thinking of the catcher, Bart. 2 down. And now the left fielder, Raul Ibanez, will come up. 2 outs, bases empty. Down low, 1-0. We're scoreless here at the top of the second. Game 5 of the World Series. Here at Jammin' Sports, Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. We're both Mariner fans, hoping. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. Mathewson, one of the all-time greats on the mound. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Popped up. And Willie Mays in center field makes the play for out number 2. At the end of 1.5, no score. Here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the second. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Giants. The Giants rolled through the National League playoffs, going 9-0. They didn't lose a postseason game until game 1 of the World Series. Low and outside, ball 1 to Crawford as we go to the bottom of the second. The 1-0 pitch, fouled off. That'll even the count at 1-1. I mean, just look at this Giants roster. I mean, they're loaded. The 1-1 pitch, fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Marco Gonzalez on the mound. Fouled it off. Count remains at 1-2. Randy Johnson got injured during the White Sox Game 6, and he's out for the rest of the season. Crawford struck him out. Crawford goes down swinging. One down for the Giants here in the bottom of the second inning. First, or DH tonight, Willie McCovey. Up high, 1-0. I still want to see McCovey hit one in McCovey Cove. Wow, Astros defeated the Twins. Dodgers down 4-0. Man, all my teams are losing. Alvin Davis picks it up, hits the base himself. McCovey grounds out to first, 2 down for the Giants. And now Jeff Kent will come up, the second baseman. 2 outs, base is empty. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Gonzalez on the mound. The pitch by Gonzalez. In their first strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Yeah. I read something about that the other day. High in the air, Alvin Davis in foul territory makes the play to end the inning. At the end of 2 complete, no score, here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the third, A-Rod, the shortstop. Alex Rodriguez, no score here in the top of the third. 1-0. It's like you said the other day during the Jaguars game. all those Falcons on the Jaguars. And the Falcons were a bad team last year, but the Jaguars are really good. Counts 2-0. As you said, sometimes a change of scenery, you know what I mean? The count's 2-0 to A-Rod. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. Game 5 of the World Series. We're tied at 2 games apiece. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled off, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to A-Rod. The 2-2 pitch. Did he go around? No. Full count at 3-2. Corey fouls it off. I guess not. The CPU is taking care of all that. But like I said, Johnson's done for the season. He got nailed in the face. Game 6 against the White Sox. Rodriguez fouls it off down the right field line. Count remains at 3-2 to A-Rod. Good to see Corey back in the house. There's a base hit by A-Rod. A leadoff single for the Mariners here in the top of the 3rd. Corey's been following this series closely, I know. I appreciate Corey following the World Series here. He's a big Mariner fan. Nobody out. Dan Wilson, the catcher, comes up. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Well, Marco is actually hanging in there. He's doing pretty well. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. Nobody out for Seattle. Runner on first base here in the top of the 3rd. Wilson strikes out. He's having a terrible postseason. His average is less than 100. Corey's going to call it here. Edgar Martinez in the 9th. We'll see what happens. A-Rod safe at first. They try to pick him up. Third baseman Kyle Seager at the plate. 1 out, runner on first base. In there for a strike, 0-1. I like the Reds and Cardinals. I used to live in Seattle a long time ago, so I like the Mariners too. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. All right, Corey, be good. I know Corey will watch the game later. He'll go to the video section or go to YouTube, either one, and watch it. And now the 1-2 pitch. A ground ball to Lindstrom. They throw to second, get the lead runner, and they get him, the double play, and that'll end the inning. We're still scoreless here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The catcher, Joey Bart, he's been struggling too. His playoff average under 100 at 0.85. First pitch is the ball. Count goes to 1-0. Marco Gonzalez still on the mound for the Mariners here in Game 5. Inside, 2-0. Now to Bart. And now the 2-0 pitch. Popped up, out of play. Count goes to 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. High in the air, out to right field, Ichiro making the play for out number 1. So Joey Bart flies out to right. Next up, Hank Thompson, a right fielder. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Giants. We're still scoreless here in Game 5. The pitch by Gonzalez. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike 1. Thompson didn't like that. Arguing with the umpire. Don't get ejected. They do that every now and then. Even on the show. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. The 1-1 pitch by Gonzalez. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. Oh yeah, I've seen him. 1-2 pitch. Popped up. Down the left field line and out of play. It's rare, but I've seen it happen. I've not seen it happen in 23, but I've seen it in past games. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. I've seen a batter get thrown out for calling balls and strikes. 2-2 pitch. High in the air. Griffey in center field coming over and makes the play for out number 2. Two outs, bases empty. Gracie's back. Say hi, Gracie.
Hi.
Lindstrom, the 3rd baseman, will come up. He went around, strike 1. 2 outs for the Giants, bases empty here in the bottom of the 3rd. No score. And now the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. The last time I saw a player ejected, it was a while ago. Remember last year I did those cornfield games, the Iowa games? Outside, 1-2. I did those exhibitions. That was where the batter got thrown out for calling balls and strikes. Count goes to 2-2 to Freddie Lindstrom. And now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. I did like 5 different games in the Iowa cornfield, and one of them, somebody got ejected. I'm trying to figure out who it was. 3-2 pitch. Lindstrom fouls it off. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 3 complete, no score here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 4th. Ichiro, the right fielder, will come up. We're still scoreless here in the top of the 4th inning. Count goes to 1-0. Say hi, Gracie.
Hi.
There you go. Next pitch, swung on by Ichiro. Count goes to 1-1. With the top of the 4th, no score. And now the 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. In fact, now that I think about it, my very first sim season playoff, somebody on the Pirates got ejected. I remember that one now. Strike, count goes to 2-2. It was in their division series against the Giants. I remember it now. The 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out in the throw to first. Ichiro strikes out for out number 1. One down for the Mariners. Here in the top of the fourth, no score. And now the second baseman, Brett Boone, comes up. In there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike. One out, bases empty. We're scoreless here in the top of the fourth. Game 5 of the World Series. The pitch. Outside, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Popped up, fly ball out to left field, and Bonds makes the play. Brett Boone will fly out to left. 2 down. And now Edgar Martinez with 2 outs. Bases empty will come up to face Christy Mathewson, one of the all-time greats. He did not go around, they say. Count goes to 1-0. Mathewson didn't like that call. He thought he went around. I did too. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Edgar Martinez. Misty's back in the room. What you doing, Misty? Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1 to Edgar Martinez. And now the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. They'll leave the count at 2-2. Two-two pitch. In the dirt, 3-2. Three-two pitch. Down low, ball 4. It's a 2-out walk for Edgar Martinez. Mariners with a runner aboard. Now Ken Griffey Jr. comes up. It'd be a nice time for a home run there, Griff. He hit 2 in game 1. He hasn't hit 1 since. Griffey steps up to the plate. Outside and low, 1-0. A 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1. Gracie gave a thumbs up. She sees her name. And now the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 1-2 to Griffey. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first base. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Count remains up 1-2. Edgar Martinez at first. And now the 1-2 pitch to Griffey. Griffey hits one sharply. That's going to drop into center field. A base hit. Martinez coming around. He's coming home. No. They hold him up at third base. It'll be a 2-out double for Griffey. Martinez ends up on third. As it drops in left center field, Willie Mays quickly got over and threw it in. And now Alvin Davis. A base hit would score 2 runs. The first baseman, here's the pitch. Outside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. The pitch in the dirt. The runners hold. Count goes to 2-0. Griffey at second. Martinez at third. The count's 2-0 to Davis. 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. Davis didn't like that call. You don't want to get chippy with the umpires. And now the 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. A walk would load the bases with Ibanez on deck. And now the 3-1 pitch to Davis. In there for a strike, full count, 3-2. Three-two pitch. It's a walk, a 2-out walk for Davis. Bases loaded for Seattle, 2 outs. And left fielder Raul Ibanez will come up. Can the Mariners get some runs out of this? Ibanez at the plate. In there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. Matheson has thrown a lot of pitches this inning. Bases loaded, the count's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off, 1-2. Mariners trying to capitalize. Bases loaded. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. I like to see a grand slam right here. 1-2 pitch. Ripped. It's a base hit. That's going to score at least 2. Martinez and Griffey come home. A 2 RBI single for Raul Ibanez. And the Mariners take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 4th. Right down the first base line. And now Seattle has runners on the corners with 2 outs. And Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop. Fouls it off, 0-1. A-Rod at the plate. All this happening with 2 outs. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, runners at first and third. 1-1 pitch. A-Rod down the left field line, hooking foul. Count goes to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. Down low, struck him out. But Seattle, off a 2 RBI single by Raul Ibanez, takes a 2-0 lead here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Seattle up 2-0. Left fielder Barry Bonds will lead things up off for San Francisco. Down low, 1-0. Marco Gonzalez still on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th, excuse me. Phillies beat the Braves. Inside 2-0. I guess if the Dodgers lose, I'll be rooting for the Phillies, I guess. 2-0 pitch. Fouled it off. Count goes to 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Barry Bonds, the left fielder. Here's the pitch. Outside, it's a leadoff walk. Bonds is aboard. And now with nobody out and Bonds at first, center fielder Willie Mays comes up. He's having a pretty good postseason. He's batting .333. They throw to first again. Barnes back in time. Mays waiting for his first pitch. The pitch. Fouls it off down the third base line. 0-1. We're in game 5. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. And Seattle leads it 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Mays fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch by Gonzalez. Up high, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Barnes at first. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off again. Count remains at 1-2 to Willie Mays. The Say Hey Kid. They throw to first. Barnes back in time. Count remains at 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? No, 2-2. Nobody out. Barry Bonds at first base. The 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 1. Willie Mays goes down swinging. 4 strikeouts for Gonzalez. 1 down for the Giants here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The first baseman, Orlando Cepeda, up next. The pitch, just outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball right to Davis. He'll throw to first. They throw to second. They get the double play. That's what I wanted to say. Double play instigated by Alvin Davis. At the end of 4 complete, the Mariners lead it 2-0 here at Jammin' Sports. All right, welcome back to Oracle Park, San Francisco, Game 5. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. Seattle leads Game 5 2-0. And as we go to the top of the 5th inning, Seattle trying to take a 3-2 lead in the series. Back to Seattle for Game 6 tomorrow. Catcher Dan Wilson comes up to face Christy Mathewson. Inside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Popped up, down the first base line. Count goes to 1-1. Wilson, like I said, he's having a terrible postseason, but he's a great catcher behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch. 2-1. It's low. He did not go around. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out, nobody on. The 2-1 pitch. A ground ball. Crawford will pick it up, throw to first for the out. Wilson grounds out to short. 1 down for the Mariners here at the top of the 5th. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, up next. He's only hitting 109 here in the postseason. Inside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Down low again, 2-0 to Seager. Christy Mathewson on the mound. And now the 2-0 pitch. Down low again, 3-0. And now the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4 and 4 pitches. It's a 1-out walk for Kyle Seager. And now the right fielder, Ichiro, will come up. 1 out, runner on first base. That's Seager at first. Mariners up 2-0 here in the top of the 5th. In their first strike, 0-1. Misty has just said goodnight for the first half. It won't be official till 2 more. 0-1 pitch. There goes Seager. Safe. Seager with a stolen base. And now the Mariners have a runner on first or second with 1 out. I'll get it right. Yeah, looking at the rosters, you'd think that the Giants would sweep this series. But the Mariners are hanging right in there. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. Ichiro fouls it off. 0-2. And Seattle has a 2-0 lead here in Game 5. I mean, the Giants have a loaded roster. 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2.
1-2.
Even the Giants' current players are good. Yeah, they do. Wilson's one of them. 1-2 pitch. Popped it up. Coming over, Lindstrom, and makes the play for out number 2 in foul territory. 2 down for the Mariners. Here at the top of the 5th. They still have Seager at second base. Brett Boone. 103 average for Boone. But you don't play on paper is right. All right, Dolly, it's enough. Down low, 1-0 to Brett Boone, Baumgartner, and Webb. Warming up for the bullpen. It'd be a 110-0. Yeah. In there for a strike, 1-1. Boone, the second baseman. He's a pretty good second baseman. Outside, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Seager at third for the Mariners here in the top of the 5th. They lead at 2-0. The 2-1 pitch by Mathewson. Fouls it off. The count to Boone is at 2-2. What's keeping Seattle in this series? Their pitching. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. No, it didn't. He did not go around. 3-2, my bad. He's still at the plate. 3-2 to Boone. I thought he said he went around. Now the 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Seattle's been getting some good pitching when they needed it. Like Felix Hernandez last night. Or the other night. Struck him out. At the end of 4.5. Seattle leads at 2-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Mariners lead at 2-0. Brandon Crawford will lead things off for the Giants. Marco Gonzalez pitching well so far, 1-0 to Crawford. That one's low. Gonzalez has gotten through the first half of the game without giving up a run. The 1-0 pitch. Big swing and miss, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brandon Crawford. Crawford fouls it off down the third base line. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Crawford fouls it off down the first base line. Counts up 1-2 to the shortstop, Crawford. Bottom of the 5th, nobody out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ripped into center field. Griffey going back. And that one's off the wall. That's going to be extra bases. It'll be a leadoff double for Brandon Crawford. He very nearly hit that one out of here. That made a nice sound. off the top of the wall. That was so close to a home run. You'd have a winter home in Florida right now, or about now. Misty was out dashing. That's right. Next up, Willie McCovey, the DH tonight. First pitch is a strike. Nobody out, runner on second for the Giants. He says if you were still out dashing, you'd have enough to buy us a winter home in Florida. 0-1 pitch. He went around. 0-2 to McCovey. They've got Cepeda playing first tonight. McCovey's the DH. Normally it's the other way around. And now the 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. One-two pitch. Down low, 2-2. It evens the count. Nobody out for the Giants here in the bottom of the fifth. Tying run at the plate. 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2 to McCovey. Giants trying to get back in the game. Crawford at second base. Here's the pitch. McCovey fouls it off. Count remains at 3-2. Three-two pitch. McCovey right to A-Rod. A-Rod was a bit lackadaisical. He could have thrown that quicker to second, doubled him up. McCovey lines out to shortstop for out number one. Crawford still at second. Jeff Kent, the second baseman. One out. Runner on second base. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. A-Rod should have threw to second faster. They would have had the double play. Oh, 0-1 pitch to Jeff Kent. Fly ball down the right field line, hooking foul. Count quickly, 0-2 to Kent. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out for out number two as Kent goes down swinging. 5 strikeouts for Gonzalez. And now with 2 outs and a runner on second base, the catcher Joey Bart comes up. The pitch by Gonzalez in there for a strike. 0-1. We're in the bottom of the fifth here in Game 5 of the World Series. Series tied at 2 games apiece. Mariners lead at 2-0. 2 outs. Crawford at second base. The count's 0-1 to Joey Bart. The 0-1 pitch. And Bart fouls it off. 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out at the end of 5 complete. The Mariners lead at 2-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 6th. The Mariner DH, Edgar Martinez, will lead things off, facing Christy Mathewson. Up high, 1-0. Seattle trying to take a 3-2 lead in the series and head back home to Seattle tomorrow night. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. Ripped right to Joey Kent, or Jeff Kent, for the out. That's the second time I called him Joey. Jeff Kent makes the play at second. 1 out for the Mariners here at the top of the 6th. Kent's like a vacuum out there. He's really good. 1 down for Seattle. Ken Griffey Jr., the center fielder, up next. 1 out, base is empty. He went around, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and miss. 0-2 to Griff. One out, base is empty. Counts 0-2. The pitch. Outside, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. Oracle Park, San Francisco, Game 5 of the World Series. Here at Jammin' Sports. The 2-2 pitch to Griffey. Up high, full count of 3-2. Our 4th sim season World Series, by the way. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. It's a 1-out walk for Griffey. The Orioles won the first 2 World Series, and then the Cubs won it last season. Alvin Davis, the first baseman, comes up. 1 out, runner on first. Up high, 1-0. 1 out, runner on first base. That's Griffey. They throw to first, and Griffey's back. Meanwhile, the count is 1-0 to Alvin Davis, the first baseman. They throw to first again. Griffey's back. They throw to first again, and he's back. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. It was a hit and run. Griffey was going. He has to come back. Davis fouls it off. The count goes to 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Outside. 2-1. 2 balls and strike, 1 out. Griffey at first. 2-1 pitch. Davis, a fly ball out to left, and Barry Bonds will make the play for out number 2. Quickly throws it in. Two outs with Griffey at first base. And the left fielder, Raul Ibanez. He had the 2 RBI single earlier. Ibanez is having a great postseason. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. They throw to first, Griffey back in time. Count stays at 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Just outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, Griffey at first base. 1-1 pitch. Down low. Counts at 2-1 to Ibanez. 2-1 pitch. Ibanez, a base hit. Willie Mays will quickly throw it in. It'll keep Griffey at second base. And now the Mariners with runners at first and second. And now guess who comes up next? A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop, with 2 outs, runners at first and second. A-Rod's about due. In there for a strike, 0-1. Like to see him hit one out of here. The count's 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at first and second for the Mariners. Griffey at second base. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. A walk below the bases. Oracle Park, San Francisco, Game 5 of the World Series. 2-1 pitch. A dribbler to Lindstrom at third. He'll throw to first. Got him. And that'll end the inning. at the end of 5.5. Mariners are still up 2-0. Here at Javin Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The right fielder, Hank Thompson, comes up. Marco Gonzalez on the mound. Fouled it off down the line. Strike one. Count goes to 0-1. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Down the third base line. Count quickly 0-2 to Hank Thompson. Giants trying to get back in the game. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Mariners up 2-0. 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. Game 6 tomorrow night after football. The 1-2 pitch. Out to left field. Ibanez comes over and makes the play for out number 1. Gracie's back. Say hi, Gracie.
Hi.
There you go. Now, what do you call them if they drop the ball?
Loser.
Losers. That's right. 1 out, bases empty. Third baseman Freddie Lindstrom comes up. The pitch to Lindstrom. Inside, 1-0. Game 5 of the World Series. We're tied at 2 games apiece. The pitch to Lindstrom down low, 2-0. Seattle leads Game 5, 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-0 pitch, in there for a strike. Gonzalez hasn't been spectacular, but he's been effective. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. In there for a strike, evens the count or makes it full. 3-2 to Lindstrom. 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. There'll be a 1-out walk for the Giants. And now Barry Bonds can tie it up with 1 swing of the bat. The left fielder. 1 out, Lindstrom at first base. Bonds still looking for his first home run of the series. In there for a strike, 0-1. You'd think he'd have one by now. They throw to first. Lindstrom back in time. Now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2 to Barry Bonds. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Lindstrom at first. 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. What Gonzalez needs here is a double play. 1-2 pitch. Bonds rips 1 out to right field. Ichiro gets under it and makes the play for out number 2. Bonds flies out to right. 2 down for the Giants here in the bottom of the 6th. And now the center fielder, Willie Mays, comes up. He can tie it up with a home run. The pitch inside, 1-0. Game 6 tomorrow night in Seattle. If there is a Game 7, it'll be Saturday night. A 1-0 pitch, up high, 2-0. Misty has now said goodnight for the 3rd time. It's now official. What? Oh, you'll do Friday? All right. 2-0 pitch, grounded off, or fouled off. Count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Mays, 2 outs. Lindstrom at first base. In there for a strike. They'll even the count at 2-2. Gonzalez trying to get out of the inning. 2-2 pitch. Inside, full count, 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch to Mays. The pitch. Ball 4. It'll be a 2-out walk. And now the Giants have Lindstrom at second, Mays at first. 2 outs. And now the first baseman, Orlando Cepeda, comes up. Giants, a base hit would score a run here. Cepeda rips one into left field, coming around. Lindstrom, the throw home, not in time. And the Giants get on the board. An RBI single by Orlando Cepeda. And it's now a 2-1 game. Lindstrom beats the throw. And now it's a 2-1 game. Shortstop, Brandon Crawford comes up. The Giants still have runners at first and second. In there for a strike. Cepeda now at first. Mays at second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Crawford down the first base line, foul. Count goes to 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Count goes to 1-2. Murphy and Ray warming up for the Mariners. Counts 1-2 to Brandon Crawford. Gonzalez trying to get out of the inning. The 1-2 pitch. A ground ball right to Davis. He'll take it himself for the final out. However, Orlando Cepeda, an RBI single, gives the Giants a run. The Mariners lead at 2-1 here at Jammin' Sports. Alex Wood comes in for the Giants. Leading off the top of the 7th, the catcher, Dan Wilson. The pitch by Wood. Outside, 1-0. Dan Wilson has yet to get a hit in the World Series. 0 for 16. Fouls it off down the first base line. Count goes to 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. Mays will throw it in. A leadoff single for Wilson, his first hit of the series. Out into center field. And now the Mariners with a runner on first with nobody out. Seattle leads at 2-1 here at the top of the 7th inning, here in Game 5. Third baseman Kyle Seager comes up. Down low, 1-0. Game 5 of the World Series, it's a tight one. Mariners up 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. Wilson at first base. The count's 1-0 to Seager. The 1-0 pitch, down low, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. Right up the middle, another base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Mariners here in the top of the 7th inning. And they have runners on first and second with nobody out. And now the right fielder, Ichiro, will come up. A golden opportunity for the Mariners to get some more runs. Ichiro fouls it off down the third base line. Counts at 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. A fly ball. Bonds goes over, makes the play for out number 1. Ichiro flies out to left. One down for the Mariners here in the top of the 7th. And now the second baseman, Brett Boone, comes up. One out, runners at first and second. Seager at first, Wilson at second. The pitch by Wood. Outside, 1-0. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Fouled it off down the first base line. Count goes to 1-2 to Brett Boone. And now the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. Two-two pitch. Fouled it off. Count remains at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Struck him out for out number 2. Brett Boone goes down swinging. 2 down for the Mariners here in the top of the 7th inning. They still have runners at first and second base. The DH, Edgar Martinez, comes up. 2 down. Wood, here's his pitch. Inside, 1-0. Seattle got back-to-back singles to start the inning, but they can't get them in. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Martinez. In there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains, or actually count goes to 1-2 to Edgar Martinez. One-two pitch. He went around, struck him out, and Seattle comes up empty. They still lead it 2-1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 7th here in Game 5. The Mariners up 2-1. Penn Murphy comes in to pitch for Seattle. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. The Mariners trying to take a 3-2 lead back to Seattle. Willie McCovey will lead things off for the Giants here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He's the DH tonight. The pitch by Murphy. It's a ball. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes to Willie McCovey. Giants just down by 1. Game 5 is a pivotal game in the series. Somebody's going to take a 3-2 lead. The 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. McCovey trying to get a leadoff walk. And now the 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 pitch. Foul down the line, out of play. Full count now to Willie McCovey at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 1. 1 down for the Giants here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mariners up 2-1. The second baseman, Jeff Kent, comes up next. 1 out, base is empty. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Game 6 tomorrow night. approximately 9:30 Eastern. It'll be after football, 6:30 on the West Coast. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Ripped to Ibanez in right and left field. Makes the play on the warning track for out number 2. It was well hit, but just shy of the home run. And now the catcher, Joey Bart, comes up with 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch, just outside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. The 1-0 pitch, outside, 2-0. Oracle Park in San Francisco, it sits right on the bay. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled it off. Count goes to 2-1 to Joey Bart. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs, bases empty. Murphy trying to retire the side. 2-1 pitch. Well hit, Ichiro can't get to it. A base hit. A 2-out single for Joey Bart. That'll keep the inning alive for the Giants. And now they go to the top of the order. Hank Thompson, the right fielder, will come up. We have a new pitcher. Robbie Ray comes in for the Mariners to try to retire the side. And now Hank Thompson, the right fielder, comes up. 2 outs, runner on first base. Robbie Ray, the new pitcher. The pitch by Ray. Rips it foul down the third base line. Count goes to 0-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Seattle up 2-1. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off down the third base line. Count goes to 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. On the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. One-two pitch. Just outside, 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out. At the end of 7 complete, the Mariners lead at 2-1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 8th here in Game 5. The center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr., will lead things off for the Mariners. They lead at 2-1. Alex Wood on the mound for the Giants. Griffey, well hit, out to center field, but Willie Mays gets under it for out number 1. 1 down for the Mariners here in the top of the 8th. Alvin Davis, the first baseman, up next. Just a 1-run ball game here in Game 5. The pitch by Wood. In their first strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball down the line. Foul, they say. Lindstrom tried to make a play for it, but it was foul ball. And now the 0-2 pitch in the dirt, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 2. 2 down for the Mariners here in the top of the 8th. And now Raul Ibanez, the left fielder, comes up. 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch by Ibanez. Outside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. Ibanez trying to get a 2-out walk. 3 balls and no strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. The 3-0 pitch. Fouls it off, 3-1. They swing on a lot of 3-0 pitches. I was taught never to swing at a 3-0 pitch. 3-1 pitch. He went around, got a full count at 3-2. Full count, 2 outs, bases empty. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 3-2. Three-two pitch. Down low. Ball 4. It's a 2-out walk for Ibanez. And now A-Rod will come up. The shortstop. He's hitting right at 250 here for the series. Like to see him hit one out of here. Runner on first, 2 outs. They throw to first. Ibanez back in time. We're in the top of the 8th. The Mariners lead it 2-1 here in Game 5. 2-1 pitch. In their first strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. High fly ball out into left field. And Thompson tracks it down. And that'll end that half inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mariners up 2-1 here at Chapman Sports. Freddie Lindstrom, the third baseman, will lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Giants. They're down 2-1. Robbie Ray on the mound for Seattle. Up high, 1-0. Sasaki and Sewell warming up in the bullpen for the Mariners. A 1-0 pitch. Ripped foul. That'll even the count at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 1-2 to Freddie Lindstrom. I keep calling him Eddie. It's Freddie. The 1-2 pitch. A ground ball right to Ray. He'll throw to first for the out. Lindstrom grounds out to the pitcher for out number 1. And now the left fielder, Bonds, comes up. Again, no home runs so far this World Series. He can tie the game up right here. 1 out, bases empty. Up high, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. 1 out, bases empty. The 1-0 pitch. A ground ball. Boone knocks it down. Bonds is going to be safe. That should be scored an infield single. And it will be. A 1-out single for Barry Bonds. Oracle Park, San Francisco. Game 5 of the World Series. And now the center fielder, Willie Mays, comes up with 1 out and Bonds on first base. Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. They throw to first. Bonds back in time. One pitch. Outside, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Mays. Down low, 3-1. Giants trying to get back in as they're down by 1. The tying runs at first base. That's Barry Bonds. They throw to first. He's back in time. Counts 3-1 to Mays. 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4. The Giants with 1 out now have runners at first and second here in the bottom of the 8th. And now we have a new pitcher. Andres Munoz will come in. Seattle trying to hang on to their 2-1 lead. Orlando Cepeda, the first baseman, comes up. 1 out. Bonds at second, Mays at first. The pitch, and Cepeda fouls it off down the third base line. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Got him on an inside pitch. And now the 0-2 pitch by Munoz. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. That's a big out right there. And now the shortstop, Brandon Crawford, will come up for the Giants. With 2 outs, runners on first and second. A base hit would probably tie up the game. In there for a strike, 0-1. Barry Bonds at second base. Willie Mays at first. Counts 0-1 to Crawford. And now the 0-1 pitch. That's a ground ball to the third baseman, Seager. He makes the out. At the end of 8 complete. Mariners lead at 2-1. Here at Chapman Sports, we go to the 9th. Taylor Rogers will come in for the Giants to pitch the top of the 9th. Mariners lead at 2-1 here in Game 5. Seattle trying to take a 3-2 lead in the series. Dan Wilson, the catcher, 0.95, not a good average. He did get a hit the last time he came up, though. So Wilson steps up here in the top of the 9th. Outside, ball 1. Baumgartner and Webb warming up for the Giants. And now the 1-0 pitch. He went around 1-1 to Dan Wilson. Game 6 tomorrow night after football, about 9:30 Eastern. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Down low and outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. The 2-2 pitch. Wilson rips one out to left field. Bonds going back, and that one is gone. A solo shot home run by Dan Wilson. And Seattle increases their lead to 3-1. Wow, the guy with the worst average hits the home run. a solo blast. Let's watch this one again. Bonds couldn't get to it. And now the third baseman, Kyle Seager, comes up. Nobody out, nobody on. Seattle up 3-1 now. Up high, 1-0. Seattle here in the top of the ninth. The count is 1-0 to Seager. Seager, a blast right past Cepeda. A base hit into right field. Let's see how they score that. Well, they're not showing the error, so it'll be a base hit down the first base line. Now we go to the top of the order. Ichiro, the right fielder, comes up. Still nobody out. And the Mariners have a runner on first base. Yeah, the dead weight are hitting right now. Did he go around? Yes, he did. 0-1. Yeah, the bottom of the Mariner order coming through. 0-1 pitch. Low and outside. 1-1 to Ichiro. Still nobody out here in the top of the ninth. Mariners now lead it 3-1. 1-1 pitch. And that's Lindstrom trying to get to, and safe. Ichiro is safe at first. So Freddie Lindstrom gets at least one. They get the lead runner. They get Seager at second base. But Ichiro is fast. He's safe. One out, runner on first. Second baseman Brett Boone comes up. He's hitting, switch hitting now. Oh, they got Ichiro in a pickle, and he's out. 2 down. Ichiro is caught in no man's land. That's not a good feeling. Brett Boone normally hits lefty. He's hitting right now. He's a switch hitter. And that's going to be to Crawford for the out. No, he's safe. Boone beats it out. An infield single for Brett Boone. Brandon Crawford, not in time. Whoa, that was close. That'll extend the inning for the Mariners. Edgar Martinez comes up. Now, what did Corey say? Down low, 1-0. He said Martinez would do something here in the ninth. Counts 1-0, 2 outs, runner on first base. And now the 1-0 pitch. Inside 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be a base hit by Martinez. That'll extend the inning, going all the way to second base. Well, they hold him up at second. And now Seattle with runners at first and second with 2 outs. And Ken Griffey Jr. comes up. The Mariners have already scored 1 run here in the ninth. Low and outside, 1-0. Rogers comes in and they just whack him. Yeah, Ichiro would have scored, you're right. The 1-0 pitch. Ripped in the left field, another base hit coming home. Safe. Brett Boone scores from second base. Ken Griffey with an RBI single. And the Mariners take a 4-1 lead here in the top of the ninth. All this happening with 2 outs. Insurance, baby. Well, they take Taylor Rogers out. He got shellacked. And now, from the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson comes in. He's a singer and a pitcher. Alvin Davis, the first baseman, comes up. 2 outs, runners at first and second. In their first strike, 1-1. And an idiot. Counts 0-1 to Davis. 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. A walk will load the bases. Counts 1-1 to Alvin Davis with 2 outs. Here in the top of the ninth. 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 1-2. Yeah, I hear you. Counts 1-2 to Alvin Davis, the first baseman. 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. I hear you. Now the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. However, Seattle scores 2. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. Mariners up 4-1 here at Jammin' Sports. Well, you called it, Evil Dead. Kazuhiro Sasaki will come on for the Mariners to try to close it out here in the ninth. Mossy. The Phillies aren't in the World Series there, Mossy. Willie McCovey. Good to see you, though, Mossy. Well, the Mariners are 3 outs away from taking a 3-2 lead back to Seattle. Willie McCovey, the DH, will lead things off. In their first strike, 0-1. Sasaki is a pretty good closer. Game 6 tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern. 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. Phillies win World Series. The 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. Sasaki trying to close it out. Game 6 will be back in Seattle tomorrow night. 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. Seattle now 2 outs away from taking a 3-2 lead in the series. Jeff Kent, the second baseman. 1 out, base is empty. Here in the bottom of the ninth. The pitch by Sasaki. In their first strike, 0-1. He's a nice closer. 0-1 pitch. Popped him up. Ichiro in right field. Makes the play for out number 2. The Mariners 1 out away from taking a 3-2 lead. And now the catcher, Joey Bart, comes up. 2 outs, base is empty. The Giants have only scored 3 runs in these 3 games at home. Bart out to left field, and Ibanez makes the play. The Mariners take game 5. Seattle wins it 4-1. And the Mariners take a 3-2 lead in the series. Once again, your final score, the Mariners win it 4-1. And in this best of 7 series, the Mariners lead it 3-2. Learn all about the show. Visit theshow.com online and pick you up a copy. Once again, your final score, Seattle takes game 5, 4-1. They take a 3-2 lead in the series. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, we'll have NFL action for you with the Browns and the Bengals. And then after that, we'll have game 6 of the World Series between the Mariners and the Giants, right here at Jammin' Sports. Until then, this is Jimmy Jam saying good night, everybody.